If you are starting, running, growing a client-based businesses or offering client services in any way in your business, you are going to love today's video. I have put together the list of all the tools you need to run your business. In this video, I'm going to run through the overview of each kind of part of the service and what kind of tool you'll need at each part. Over at the blog, I've also asked some superstar, rockstar client-based business owners to give me their absolute favorite tool for running their massive businesses. And on top of that, I've asked some other amazing entrepreneurs to let me know what they love as tools for their businesses. So I want you to head over and make sure that you check out all of those tools. And right now I'm going to break down for you what each one of the big categories of tools is that you are going to need. And one last thing before we get started, I actually have a worksheet that you can grab that lists out all of the tools so that you can keep that with you and have a reference for you versus having all of them scattered about. Okay, let's dive in. The first tool that you're gonna need in place, this is the fun one, but also not so fun, is a payment gateway. You need some way of sending out invoices and charging money. So some really easy tools you can use for that are things like PayPal or FreshBooks. I work with a lot of people who still use PayPal for sending invoices, and that's what I did when I started my business. The second thing you're gonna need is a way to send out forms, surveys, questionnaires, things like that. A couple of tools I love for that. Number one is Google Forms, whatever it's called, the Google Drive version of this. I use Google Drive for everything, so I like to keep everything in that Google Drive as much as possible. If you're a Google Drive junkie like I am, then I recommend using those Google Forms to create client surveys and feedback surveys and all of that wonderful stuff that you need for your client-based business. The third thing that you're going to need is a place to keep track of all of your client docs. Again, I'm a Google junkie, so I have everything in Google Drive. I recommend keeping things off of your computer and in the cloud as much as possible. So if you prefer something like Dropbox, that's totally fine. One of the reasons I prefer Google is because as a copywriter, I always like to work with people on a document, and Google Docs has that great feature of being able to work on a document at the same time as many other people. I also use Google Folders in order to organize each client and make sure that all of their information is in a folder, all of my notes from our calls, etc. Finally, the big thing that you're going to need is some type of project management system for managing your client flow. The tool that I always use for that is the same tool I use for all of our project management, and that is Asana. Now, I know a lot of you might love Asana already, but might not like it for service-based stuff, or maybe you hate Asana and you're more of like a Trello person, or you just have no idea what you're gonna wanna use. That's why I recommend you go grab that ultimate guide to all the tools you're going to need for your client-based business, so you can see the collection of all of the different pieces of software that I've collected from my Yay for Client students, some of my favorite all-star, rockstar client-based business friends and colleagues, as well as the ones that I've used and love and some other entrepreneurs I know and surveyed use and love. We're gonna keep this video short because I'm gonna go let you get started looking at those tools and picking the ones that are gonna work right for you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.